swear, man, if Jets fans thought they were cursed before, I could only imagine how y'all feel right now. Like, there's just no answer. There's no answer. And honestly, there is. Right now, what you're seeing with the Jets is what you see a lot in basketball. You think that just grabbing a bunch of talent is going to fix your problems. When things don't work, you point to everybody but within the team, within the system. It's got to be somebody's fault. And so you blame Robert Saleh, you blame the GM, you blame everybody but the product that's out on the field. And look, man, I don't think the Jets are going to be able to fix themselves until they find a real leader. And I don't find it to be a coincidence that the team that beat them has one of the more respected and widely regarded head coaches in the league by far. The Steelers were dealing with their own drama. The Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, fiasco. Is it right that Justin is getting benched and they're starting Russell Wilson? Questions about, certain parts of their offense. Will it work? Was it a good idea? And because of the leadership of Mike Tomlin, it didn't look good in the first quarter, but throughout the rest of the game, it worked out. But that's because you have a leader who believes in his team, who's created a culture within the team that if everybody gets behind it, they can't do nothing but succeed. Can't do nothing but succeed. And I don't think Mike Tomlin necessarily needs the best talent, because as we see, the Steelers had some of the best talent ever within the past decade, and they weren't able to get it done. I don't find it to be a coincidence that, what year was that they won the Super Bowl? I know Dame, he'll call and tell me. But yeah, Mike Tomlin, I don't think he needs the best of the best to win. Nobody does. If you have a good system, and it's all about timing and health, and it's a bunch of different things that goes into a winning team. But I think what the Jets are doing right now, just trying to grab people, cut people, looking at everybody except for the players in the system, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But let's watch this, man. So a good portion of this I did see and a good portion I didn't. So this is technically a first-time reaction. I saw a good portion of the first half. Then I kind of stopped watching. It's good to see Najee Harris. I mean, he was an absolute beast when they give him the ball. Good decision by Russell Wilson.
It's a 46-yarder. And he continues his terrific season. 17 of 18 field goals.
Yeah, that's good.
Third and 8. Steelers bring 4. Rodgers slides in trouble. Goes down.
And so another thing with the Jets, run the fucking ball. Like, Breece Hall was, if the Jets were to win this game, Breece Hall, even though they didn't run, would have been the player of the game, because they just did a lot of screens and just a lot of throwing to Breece Hall. But, like, just run the ball. Help your offensive line out a bit. It'll help you get in a rhythm. Just run the ball. Now, we were having a similar problem with Rodgers in Green Bay. The last few years, it was a lot of situations where it's like, come on, let's just run the ball, give it to Aaron Jones, and then we would throw and not convert plays, and it got really, really annoying. And a lot of people blamed Matt LaFleur for that, but everyone kind of believed that Aaron Rodgers was the one pulling the strings. And so when you see similar situations here with the Jets, it's safe to assume, and based off of what we've seen from the Packers now, even though I don't think we run enough as a Packers fan, I don't think we run the ball enough still. But when you just kind of see some of the things that are not happening anymore in Green Bay and what is happening now with the Jets, it's safe to assume that a lot of the mishaps that happen in Green Bay is in result to some of Aaron Rodgers' decisions. So, you know. But again, you'll never hear me say anything bad about Aaron Rodgers. You know, that's just me calling it how it is.
A formidable front for these Steelers. Second in the league in points allowed. Rodgers.
You see that? Like 1st and 10, and granted, you check it down to Brees and he gets the first down, but it's like, just run the ball. Like, you don't have to throw it. You can just run the ball. First connection between Rodgers and Adams with the Jets. Looked like an 8-yard game. You know, all these screens on first down. And I get it, but it's like, just run the ball. Just run the ball. I think Brees Hall, I'm trying to think. That's a great move by Garrett Wilson. I think the Jets only ran the ball like 15 times, if I'm not mistaken. And look, the second you run the ball, just run the ball. Like, everybody talking crazy about this Jets offensive line. I think their line is actually good. I believe it's actually good. But if you just constantly got them on their back feet throwing the ball, just run the ball. Just give them some sort of, like, look at this. Look at that blocking. You can't tell me that's a bad offensive line. They're not the best, but they are better than what they display. But if you throw the ball 50 times a game, it's like, what do you expect? That's a great catch by Pickens. Now, great defense, and that's just kind of one of those one-on-one, let's see what happens decisions by Russell Wilson, and Pickens just came down with it. So it was actually a pretty good decision by Russell Wilson, but that could have been catastrophic. That play was much more about Pickens than it was about anything else. 1st and 10, throwing the ball. But kept it simple on a slant route to Adams. Not mad at it.
So far. 2nd and 6 for Rodgers. Steelers get the pressure. Rodgers knows where to go.
Again, just... And this play I'm not mad at, because it looked like they ran on first down, only got 1 yard, and then, did this. But again... Yeah, Brees Hall would have been the player of the game for this. Great play call. Great play fake. Great way to sell it by Rodgers. And yeah, that was a great drive by the Jets right there. Great job. Great drive. Great decision by Russell Wilson. Stayed poised. Defender coming at him. Threw the underhand pass. And allowed his man to get the yards. Damn, 3rd and 24. What happened? I swear, yo, Alan Lazard, they say he drop a lot of the easy joints and they catch the difficult ones. I could believe that. He did similar things in Green Bay. Now, that right there, honestly, bro. Now, look, Rodgers, he threads the needle a lot. He had a lot of passes like that in Green Bay where he just threaded the needle. Again, it's not something that you should consistently do. But again, when you're Aaron Rodgers and you've done it, pretty successfully for a good portion of your career, you start to get used to it. But this was just not a good decision. I mean, Garrett Wilson is literally surrounded in this zone. Yeah, I just don't think it was a great decision. I think caught. I think both interceptions that Rodgers threw, he threw it to number 31. I forgot his name. So to say you picked off Aaron Rodgers twice in one game, Bishop. I'm gonna get his first name. But to say you picked off Aaron Rodgers twice in one game as Pickens bodies, yo, that's such a great throw. That's such a great throw and shorthand catch.
Right, not the touch, not the moon ball, not the ones up over the top. And because of that, you saw big plays that should have been hit in the passing game for the Pittsburgh Steelers that simply were not. They just weren't made. Occasionally, Justin Fields didn't even throw them. Has been a shot.
15, Rodgers pulled it down, comes back to Wilson, crossing at the first down mark to the 43-yard line.
Great protection by the Jets O-line. Aaron bought Aaron some time, and Garrett got open. Quick slant route. Oh! I'm going to assume Rodgers just couldn't. I don't know. I guess the hit affected the throw because Devontae is there on the cross route. Oh. Yeah, I guess he just couldn't be as accurate because he got hit late. Yo. All right, so Pickens was going crazy. See, a good portion of this stuff I didn't see. Pickens is going crazy. Devontae mad as hell. Hey, Devontae, man. I don't know what to tell you, boss. Oh. And they snagging one-handers. And look, this is the thing, right? The Jets defense, even in this game, like, you notice, like, a lot of the plays that the Steelers are making, they're difficult plays. The Jets are playing great defense. They are still the great defensive team that they've been for the past few years. The problem is the offense. It's the offense. Because I won't even say their special teams is bad. Like, Jets special teams shows up a good portion of the time. What they say, their kicker. Like, come on, man. Look at that. They say their kicker is 17 to 18 on field goals this season. I don't know what their kick return and punt return numbers are, but I would assume they're not that bad. It's literally the offense. It's the offense. Even though their defense gave up some points tonight, like, it's the NFL. You can't expect the team, even though they average, keeping teams to 17 points, you can't expect that to happen on every given night. And so when it does, you need to play complementary football. It's the offense, bro. You got to figure it out, man. And it was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers' team. He's supposed to be the guy. And clearly he's just not that guy anymore. I mean, now this play right here, this is not his fault at all. I mean, Garrett Wilson, I don't know, bro. Like, it literally hits you in the chest, hand, everything, and you just... I mean, now I will say, I ain't even peeped that. You see Rodgers? Rodgers is not even attempting to make a play. Now, granted, he's the quarterback, and he's old, and he shouldn't necessarily put himself in harm's way. But, like, look at Rodgers at the top of the screen. He's literally just standing there. Like, I ain't gonna lie, as a leader, that don't look good. And ironically, Devontae is the one who saved it from a touchdown, even though they did get it. But still, like, it's football. You can't just let a team score. And the fact that Rodgers just stood there and just, come on, that looked crazy. That looked crazy. But nah, Garrett Wilson, I mean, dog, literally hits you hand, chest, everything. Perfect pass. Like, Rodgers put it in the perfect spot. And Wilson just couldn't catch it. That's really bad. That's really bad. But it's a lot of ball game left. It's not even the end of the third quarter. You got to keep playing. There go Allen Lazard, being another reliable target. Ooh. Kind of looked like he hurt himself right there. Oh, wow, look at this. You just hand it off to Breece Hall and get a first down. Empty backfield, 4th and 1. Good decision. Good throw. Empty backfield, 3rd and 10. That's great defense. That's great defense. There's no flag. That's great defense. He shielded him. Put him against the sideline. Oh, wow. Now, I literally just said play complimentary football. But I feel like the Steelers, they've been doing a good job at blocking field goals all year. I forgot how many they've blocked. I feel like they blocked a handful so far. So, like, that's kind of been a signature for the Steelers this year. But you definitely needed points right there. You definitely needed points. You needed to help your defense, who, again, like, you see that the Steelers put up 23 points, and you're like, damn, the Jets defense must be getting cooked. Their last touchdown was because their offense literally gave them the ball at the 1 yard line. Like, I think the Jets defense played a great game still. Regardless of the score, they just didn't play complimentary football. They did not help this defense out at all.
You're going to get a little help from your friends out here. Little semi-pick, rub, whatever you want to call it. Make that corner bounce over the top. Oh,
yeah, it's a great play. Great throw, catch. Look like Allen Lazard. 2nd and 14. There you go, Wilson. Now, one mistake does not define your performance. You got to keep playing. It's good work by Garrett Wilson right there. 3rd and 5. Ooh. Like, you literally just set him up right there. I don't know what that was. Empty backfield. 4th and 4. Definitely had Devontae on the slant. It was there. Great play by the defender, getting his hands up and swatting it down. Yeah, man. Just not playing complimentary football. Rodgers is not playing well. You're not running the ball enough, in my estimation. Getting behind the pylon a lot. There were a lot of 2nd and 14s, 3rd and 15s. Your special teams was playing well, but had one kick blocked. Just not playing complimentary football, man. The Jets, they got to figure it out on offense, bro. You have to. You have to. I think the defense played well. Again, they had 30 points put up on them, but again, you're just not playing complimentary football. Leaving 37 points. Leaving all of the responsibility to win this game on the defense. It's just not right, but I still wholeheartedly believe in this defense. I do. I think this defense is great. Rodgers got to figure it out, and at some point, it is going to get to a point. Like I said, a lot of what we're seeing, a lot of the mistakes and hurdles that we're seeing on this Jets team, we had with the Packers our last year with Rodgers. And now that Rodgers is gone, and granted, our offense doesn't look great, Green Bay Packers, but we are moving in the right direction. We're doing it with a lot of young talent. So it just begs to differ. You do just start to think. You're like, okay. We kind of see, 1 + 1 does eventually equal 2. And listen, man. I don't think a stand-in head coach has any clout over Aaron Rodgers. So whatever offense that we see out there on the field, I would say Rodgers has a big hand in operating. And so if it's not looking right, I do think a lot of the onus goes on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders. I do. So they're going to have to figure it out, bro. And you can't blame nobody. You can't I see they're trying to now blame the GM. How could you possibly blame the GM? You got superstar talent all over this team, offensively and defensively. You drafted perfectly. You got Sauce Gardner, a once-in-a-lifetime cornerback. On the other side, with my boy Reed, all right? You got, who they pick up, the linebacker. I'm blanking on his name. But you got a phenomenal defense. Offense, you have Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Alan Lazard, Garrett Wilson. Like, how could you possibly blame your GM now? Oh, because we already blamed the head coach and we see that's not the problem. Oh, we blame certain coordinators, got rid of them, and we see that's not the problem. Oh, we blame everybody. Oh, now we're starting to see. Oh. Look, man, look. You'll never hear me say nothing bad about Aaron Rodgers, man. He has given me some of my favorite moments in my life watching Green Bay Packers football. We won so many games with him, so many games we shouldn't have won. He's a legend, man. He has a gold jacket with his name on it waiting for him already. But it's just not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. And as for Devontae, I was seeing that on social media, to lose to the same team in back-to-back weeks on 2 different teams. He was on the Raiders last week, and they lost to the Steelers. And then this week versus as a Jet, he lost to the Steelers. That is hilarious. But again, bro, this jumping around stuff, Devontae, and I shouldn't even say that because he's only been on 3 teams. But that grass is greener on the other side stuff. And again, this is really something we've really seen more so in basketball as opposed to football. But I do see it happening more often now in football. This grass greener on the other side, let's team up. Let's get a bunch of names and throw them on a roster and think we could win a championship. That is not how you win championships. It is not. That's just not how you win championships. I don't know who's going to have to beat that into these guys' heads in order for them to figure it out. Again, both basketball and football. But that's just not winning. That's not the winning way, to just grab a bunch of big names and think you're going to win. That's not it. It's not it, bro. But you're stuck now. And you better figure it out. You're 2-5 in a pretty tough division, but it's still winnable. But you better figure it out quick. As for the Steelers, shout out to Dame. Turned out to be a great decision by Mike Tomlin, man. Now, again, I personally thought they should have stayed with Justin Fields and just saw what happened. But, clearly Mike Tomlin saw something that we didn't. And again, Russell, he hasn't looked great the past couple of years, but he's still Russell Wilson. I would still take him. If I had a draft today and it came down to picking Russell Wilson over a lot of quarterbacks, guess what? I would still take Russell Wilson. Just off of experience, championship pedigree, leadership alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not too many boxes that Russell Wilson don't check. Now, can they keep this up? That's the $1 million question. We'll have to find out and see. But it turned out to be a great decision. That's really all it's so crazy. Like, for the longest time, we say, that's all the Jets need. They just need a quarterback. Well, they got one, and now it still don't look good. For the Steelers, kind of the same thing. Like, if they could just get and keep a reliable quarterback, I think they'll be fine. I think they're a great team, plenty of talent. If we could just keep a quarterback that could stay consistent, I think they'll be fine. So hopefully they have that in Russell Wilson. And if not, then Justin Fields will be waiting back there. But great team in the AFC that you definitely got to respect. Got to respect the Steelers, always. If they got Mike Tomlin coaching, you got to respect the Steelers. Got to, so. We'll see, man. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about this game. Let me know how y'all felt about the Devontae Adams pickup for the Jets and how y'all see this Jets season ending. And as well as for the Steelers, man. Let me know how y'all felt about the quarterback swap and Russell Wilson starting, how you felt about his performance. And after one game, do you think it was a good decision by Mike Tomlin? Y'all let me know, man. But like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget that $75K giveaway. Until next time, peace.